Surprise, a brand new scythe dropped in Valhalla and you can very easily get it, but only for 1 week. All you need to do is kill a random enemy or the dog in your settlement. I might have done that. It does save you the fast travel. Though but just 1 kill is needed to claim the weapon in the Ubisoft Connect challenge section, and then it will appear in your inventory. It is a reskin of the wretched scythe we had from the Siege of Paris DLC, but I think it still looks great in its own right with the engravings on the blade, and the stick is pretty nice too. But most importantly, it's a free scythe. The second one we ever got, with the first one of course being the Hell Scythe during the Wild Hunt Festival. So if you don't own the Siege of Paris DLC, where we got 4 of these weapons, they can now finally dual wield this pretty recently added weapon type. And it also has a pretty interesting perk that should help a lot with crit chance builds. You namely get 10 crit chance per hit if the hit you do is not a crit. And this also counts for hits with your secondary weapon and with a bow. And also if you score a headshot, which does look like a crit but it doesn't count as a crit, the build up from this perk from the scythe does not reset. I love it that the perk just stays above your health for a really long time, so you can also take your time between hits, and then when you do score a crit, the crit chance bonuses reset, but you can immediately build it up again, so you always benefit from this perk. I used the first set bonus from the Fane armor and 2 items from the Niflheim set, which you could get at Reda at some point, and also the Viper bow for the overall crit chance increase per hit. And you can of course use a second weapon with crit chance as well, although then the scythe will be way slower. So you will totally see more yellow numbers when rocking this build, but the problem now is that a crit chance build is just not really good in Valhalla right now, mostly because critical hits do not do a lot of extra damage on top of the regular hits. And you cannot really increase the damage of these crits because crit damage just doesn't really matter, like it doesn't add a lot of extra damage on top of the regular crits. So having major runes, like where you get health for each crit or where your weapon goes on fire after a crit, is really the only way to make a good crit chance build right now. It's not Odyssey, where a full crit chance build was really strong and a ton of fun to use, but this weapon is totally a nice step in the right direction, and overall I really hope that they add more major runes based on recently added items. Like I would love to have the rune from this scythe but put it on a sword or another like crit chance item, so you have more like ways to build a crit chance build. Now you have to use this scythe in order to benefit from the pretty nice perk. But yeah, in short, totally get this weapon. You got 1 week. Of course, subscribe to stay up to date on everything Assassin's Creed and Valhalla. A like on the video would really help us out, and check out our previous video on the weekly items at Reda you can get right now. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.